For those of you that say you're going to do high density garden and you're going to stay up to pruning the trees, I can tell you many people won't be able to trim this tree the way I did. I felt it was very important to make this video because now's the time that the early season mangoes are coming to an end, and I want to remind you all to prune your trees even if you're not doing high density. This, folks, is why they call it the sunrise. Look how beautiful. Hello everybody and welcome to Fruitful Trees. Today is July 8th, 2025, and I say we're right in the heart of mango season 2025. And some people say it's coming to an end, and that's people that had early season varieties. But I have early, mid, and late season varieties. That's why I recommend when you're growing mangoes to get 3 trees at least, or 3 different types: an early season, a mid season, and a late season. And you know, there's many different choices of mango trees. There are 2 types of people: the person that knows nothing about this and they're probably going to plant a seed of a mango and wonder why they're not getting any mangoes, or if they do, why it has so many strings in it, which they call it. And then there are the people that are really over into it and just they cannot make a decision on which tree to get, and try to taste each mango at least 3 times before you decide to get a tree, on 3 different occasions. Make sure you like that mango, and then research and look at the growth habit of that tree. For me, still, and things change, but I would recommend everybody early season lemon meringue, mid-season cac, and late season, well, mid-season sunrise. I would recommend lemon meringue for early season, cac and sunrise mid-season, and late season M4 is delicious. But there you go, that's 4 trees. But anyway, today I want to talk to you about this because mango season is coming to an end for the early season mangoes, and let me show you this now. This is one of my trees. This is my cac tree, and it's looking great. There's still about 3 or 4 more mangoes hanging on there. This has been my consistent mango all year, every year. Love cac, and it's supposed to be a super big tree, and it's in a super tight place. There's a white sapote back there. This side I have a temporary papaya, which isn't too concerning, but I have a jackfruit right there. The reason why I'm mentioning this is now is the time when these last mangoes come off the tree, is the time to start thinking about pruning your trees, everybody. And this tree doesn't look too big at the moment, but it's a super vigorous tree. And if I don't stay on top of this, meaning pruning it, it is going to get out of control. So I want to make sure I'm pruning these trees. So let me show you so when I take those last few off, and they say, when do you prune? People ask. When you pick the last mango off, that's when you start pruning. You know, so technically I can start pruning now even, but I'm going to wait till the last couple of mangoes come off. But you want to cut the tree a third. A third is the rule. Not half, that's too much. If you do it less, you can, but no more than a third, and a third would be ideal. So I'm going to cut that top a third. But this one is growing on the skinnier side and up. What if this was growing wide? Is it okay to cut or prune them skinny and tall, or shorter? Well, we're going to look at that today. Now, here's an example of what happens when you plant trees too close. This is my sweetheart, and I've been pruning this every single year. And right now, it's loaded with fruit. And when it's done being loaded, I'm going to prune that. But there's a branch coming all the way over here, which is next to my sugarloaf tree. So my sugarloaf tree is small, but it's getting kind of big at the end there. I'll make a video when I prune these trees. And then coming over here is a tree I had recently cut back. This was my lemon zest, and it's coming back. And I'm grafting some other things onto this tree. That's another story. The point of today's video is about the space. This lemon zest was humongous and getting big, a very big tree for this small space. You see there my multi-graft tree, that's mostly Angie and Fairchild over there. So that's going to have to be cut back a little. Even avocados get pruned every year, but that's going to be cut back a little. I'm going to put some smaller trees on this, or graphs of smaller trees. But today I want to show you something interesting. It is, for record purposes, as I said, July 8th, 2025. And my first mango this year, or my first mango that I wanted to eat this year, because I had a rosy gold that I got rid of, it was lemon meringue. And lemon meringue, the season is just about over for lemon meringue. There might still be one hanging up in the tree, but it's just about over. But I did something interesting, folks. I have 2 lemon meringue trees, and on these trees, they're the older trees I have, and I trim them usually every year, but they're still getting tall. So I want to show you all this experiment I'm doing this year. Because 3 years ago, I trimmed the trees so much that, and then last year, I didn't get hardly any mangoes. But the year before that, I had a ton of mangoes. So now, I pulled the last mango off, or the last mango fell. There's one still up there, I see. And I had to decide how I want to handle the pruning situation. And I told myself, since I have 2 trees right next to each other, I'm going to try a little experiment and see how it goes. Now, initially, I was going to prune one tree and not touch the other tree, but it's getting really tall, so I touched it a little. And let me show you what I did. Okay, so these are the 2 trees, and I had already pruned them. I should have made a video of this before I pruned them, but I just pruned this one last night. But let me show you what I did here. This one, both these trees were super tall, and this one, I didn't cut the height. I don't know how far exactly tall that is. I didn't cut the height on that one. But what I did do on this one was, I went around and I cut how wide it was. So let me give you, speaking of wide, let me give you a wide angle view. And you see how I made this one skinny, and that one stayed wider. I cut most of the top up there. This one, I left most of it. There was no space in between these previously. It looked like one big hedge. But now there's space, airflow will go through these trees. And we'll see the difference of how they give off fruit. Okay, coming here, you see this is a seedling jackfruit. They grow straight up. This was overtaking that jackfruit. This was coming all the way out to the garden here. But look at it now, because I made it skinnier. Now the other one behind it is smaller than this one. Before it was actually taller. A little taller. So, we'll see which one is going to fruit better next year. So this tree I cut super skinny, but I let grow high. Because somebody told me, when you prune the top, don't prune the sides. But when you prune the sides, don't prune the top. I'm experimenting like all of you are, folks. This one's been cut skinny, and I left the top. There's still a mango there too, I see. Now, the other tree behind it, yesterday, I cut the top, but I left it on the wider side. I did trim it a little on the width, but I mostly cut the top and the middle. Of course, I cut the middle to both of them. So this tree, I cut mostly the top and not the sides as much as the other one. So I'm not going to touch these trees. And I'm going to see at the end of this season which one, or next season, which one's going to fruit better. There's a space right in the middle. Before I trimmed these trees, there was no space there. It looked like one big giant hedge. And this tree is going to grow a lot taller this season. It's going to be a super tall tree. So I wasn't going to touch one tree, and I was just going to trim one tree. I just wanted to bring this in a little. I don't want it to be so high, but it's all an experiment, folks. It's all an experiment to see what happens. Here's my orange sherbet that's in season now. And the orange sherbet tree here, I had cut back tremendously last year. And it's loaded this year, by the way. It's loaded. I cut it shorter last year. And I also cut it back because it was getting in the way of this persimmon tree. So those of you who are watching say I have no room here. This is why I talk about high density gardening. But look, it's loaded. Loaded. I was on it. I cut back the tree. Now, the lemon meringue tree I cut yesterday. Folks, I took a lot of height off of this one. For those of you that say you're going to do high density garden and you're going to stay up to pruning the trees, I can tell you many people won't be able to trim this tree the way I did. Some of you more experienced might be watching and saying, we don't want to. You don't like the way it looks. But point being is it was really high up there and I had to climb this tree and get up there. I was up there. That big ladder behind, I was higher than that ladder. I was in the tree. As we get older, I didn't mind at all. I enjoyed the exercise, but I can't see a lot of people doing that. It was taller than that tree, a little taller than that tree in the background there. Now it's a little shorter. But I didn't overcut it. I didn't cut it too much. Hopefully I did it enough. That's how we learn, we experiment. I felt it was very important to make this video because now's the time that the early season mangoes are coming to an end, and I want to remind you all to prune your trees. Even if you're not doing high density, it's still a good idea to prune your trees so they don't get way too out of hand. Now this isn't mango land. This is my yard here. This is my M4. This is my M4 mango tree, and it is loaded. Now this is a late mango. This mango tree here is loaded, and it will definitely be cut back when I take the last of it off. And then I'll come around here and show you this. This tree here was a Duncan that I converted to a Sunrise. But it was my goal this season to get the Duncan off and just keep the Sunrise. And the Sunrise will fill the rest of it out. So I cut off the Duncan, and now I have the Sunrise. And yet again, when the Sunrise is off, I'll cut back the tree. Now it's interesting. This Sunrise is in a real tight spot. It's between a pumpkin mamey and a seedling jackfruit and the lemon meringue. And it's growing up somewhat wide, but it had the Duncan right there that I cut off. I'm going to take you next door to another Sunrise tree that I planted that has not yet been pruned. I want to show you how it looks now, because when it's not having mangoes anymore, I'm going to prune that one. So let me show you that now. Now, we're going to go to my neighbor's yard and look at this tree here. That tree is a Sunrise that I planted in my neighbor's yard. That's coming over on this side as I want it to. Delicious Sunrise. Tree was absolutely loaded, but I want to show you how a tree looks with the space to grow. Let's go there and check it out. All right, here's the Sunrise, everybody. And this one has never been trimmed. The tree must be about 4, maybe 5 years old. And it's going to get a trim this year, but there's still a good amount of mango still on there. But just to give you an idea how it might look before you have a lot of room, you think, but then you plant it and you realize, I don't have that much room. So that is the Sunrise, and look what's on the floor. Hello. This, folks, is why they call it the Sunrise. Look how beautiful. And this tree's loaded. There's another one on the floor there. And I'm checking these every day. This, you know, this is like my favorite mango for those of you that watch my channel here. Sunrise. What a great smell. Look, loaded. Yep. You all got to get a sunrise tree if you're serious about growing mangoes here in South Florida. Excellent taste, flavor, delicious. All right, everybody, there you have it. I just wanted to show you again and talk to you about pruning trees. Now's the time to start thinking about it. And I will be pruning some more and making some more videos about it. If you have questions, let me know. But the ideal time to prune is right after you take the last mango off. I got a little impatient with the lemon meringues, and I wanted to get it done, and I did. So ultimately, it's better to leave the tree smaller for many reasons, and especially including if there's a high windstorms, there'll be less damage if the trees are smaller. But in general, you don't have to climb so high to pick your mangoes. Remember, mangoes grow pretty much at the end. Now, if the ends come in more or they're lower, you're going to get the mangoes in more or lower. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Put your comments and questions below. Have a great day, everybody, and keep growing.